what a treat to hear your voice.
Oh, that's a nice thing to say.
Yes. How are you feeling?
I'm okay. I'm okay.
Are you
I'm a little
discombobulated at all?
That was exactly the word I was reaching for. I'm a little discombobulated.
Scombossolamento, I think it is.
Scombossolamento.
I think it's that. Something like that.
It's a lovely, lovely sound.
It is, isn't it? This is a podcast in which two friends talk about the pleasures, absurdities, and imperfections of being human. I'm Simon Ellis.
And I'm Lee Miller. Welcome to Midlifing.
So you're back. You're back.
I'm back.
It sounds like it was a bit of a haul today.
It would have been fine had it not been for the fact that my alarm was set for 4 o'clock this morning and I woke up to, your flight has been cancelled.
Oh, and I guess you didn't go back to sleep, did you?
Well, I did once I'd gone, okay, now I have to wake myself up enough to be able to make sense of what to do next. And it was relatively easy. I could do it all in the app, and then I went to sleep, and I was just getting nicely comfortably asleep, and then Bob went, I think we've slept through the alarm. I was like, no, we don't need to. The flight's been cancelled.
Oh, because so Bob... So Bob didn't get the first... she didn't wake up at 4 a.m. because she was waiting for you to wake her up.
Yeah, and when I didn't wake her up, because I didn't want to wake her up to say,
But then she woke you up to say...
That's exactly what happened, but there we go.
Aye. Well, welcome back. Welcome back to Blighty. I'm pretty sure that nothing much has gone on politically in the world since we last talked. So shall we... so shall we cut to cholesterol?
Oh, let's cut to cholesterol. If that's the content, cut to cholesterol.
It's not the content, but, it's definitely, I think it has to be, it's an update, really, isn't it?
Yeah,
because something happened.
How are you doing? Go on. Sorry, I'm getting too excited.
Okay, I'm just loosening my shoulders a little bit, giving my chest a little bit of a shake. I'm just getting in my body, which is not great podcasting material, I have to say. And so I did what I was told, which is 6 months after they said you should go, you should just watch your diet a little bit, and they gave me a very see episode, a very complete set of instructions about the kinds of things I could be worried about. This was after, of course, saying we could put you on statins.
Always the first choice. Here is some big pharma.
Yes, that you'll never be able to come off.
Yeah.
You have to stay on them for the rest of your life.
Forever.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, I, being a good student, being a good pupil, wanting to be the teacher's pet, I called them up and said, look, I was told to have a, what do you call it? A fasting blood test. A blood test after you fasted, after 6 months. Oh.
Yeah.
And what's your date of birth? Yep. Oh. So, let me get back to you.
Right.
So the email, actually, she had a quick chat with someone and said, look, I don't think you need to bother. I mean, wait.
What?
Yeah. And so she said, look, I'll email you to confirm. So I get an email saying, I talked to the nurse, you don't need to worry about having more tests. And I wanted to say, do you know how much butter I didn't eat? I've missed out. There's been less butter in my life as a consequence of that directive, that edict. And so, I don't, and she said, but you could have a blood test if you wanted. So I'm really confused, Lee Miller.
Take the blood test.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, sure.
I am the same person who rocks up to a doctor's and says, okay, finger up my bum. Yeah. And he says, apropos of what?
I don't know. But what happened, other than a change of government, to the NHS between, what? I'm just a bit curious, and I tried to get it out of them, I don't understand. You mean that the information they gave me at the beginning wasn't quite right? They've had a look at the data, the results. They're not hard to read, right? I can read them. Saying, we didn't need to bother.
The chances are is that somebody somewhere has decided that budgets need to be cut, and that's you're not on the list of people that are too worrisome.
Do you really think that's?
I think it's probably that depressing that somebody's been given a target to go, can you try and cut your blood test by 15% over the next 6 months? I know. That's shit, isn't it?
I mean, I really hope it's not that.
Me too. Jeff, do you have to chew that right near the microphone?
I couldn't hear him,
Oh, I can hear nothing but. He's just come back from the kennels, and he is
a little excited.
Yeah, and he's like, do you know what I really need to do? I need to chew this toy that I haven't seen for a week. And I need to chew it, and I need to chew it loudly, and I need to chew it next to Lee while Lee is talking to Simon about really important things about Simon's health.
Yeah, exactly.
And the state of the NHS. Inconsiderate dog. He's now sulking.
So anyway, that's it. That's the episode done. That's all I got.
Okay, cool. Right, well, as you say, nothing else has happened in the world. So, I mean, we could just peace out. I mean, I could tell you about my holiday.
No. We don't. Does anyone want to hear about your holiday?
I mean, let me just put it this way. There was butter.
Isn't that a film with that Irish actor Daniel Day-Lewis?
No.
There Will Be Butter.
There will be butter. Yeah, that's
and
exactly
he's
what it's called.
That's Daniel Day-Lewis acting.
It's very good.
Fuck.
It sounds a lot like Jeff chewing as well. So Bob had her birthday while we were away.
Oh, she did, didn't she?
Yeah, and you sent a really lovely text to her, which she read out loud, and she said, "Isn't that a nice text?" And I said, "Yes." There we go. That's that.
Did she get anything fancy for her birthday? Because it's good to check in because, as you know, you and I are both about to have birthdays. So it's good to get a sense of what's on the register.
Okay, well, that's interesting because Bob has actually started in Bear a list of things she wants to make my life easier.
What do you mean? You mean from after this birthday?
No, it happened before this birthday, and I only chose one thing off her list. She has effectively given me a registry, which I think
is it a analog list or is it basically an Amazon thing? It's lining Jeff's pockets.
No, it's that's Bezos, by the way, not Miller. Just in case anybody's thinking Jeffrey the Dalmatian is making money out of Amazon, he's not. Or if he is, he's not sharing it with me.
Asshole, little asshole.
No, it's a. You know that we use. I think everybody knows this because I've told everybody many times that we use an application called Bear, which we like because it's a note-taking app that syncs across all of our devices and allows us to check in on what one another's projects are.
That's Bear, BEAR, just in case anyone was wondering about the accent. I used it for a little bit when it first came out.
Yeah. Didn't take for you, but me and Bob love it.
I thought it was great. I just didn't need another application with with an annual subscription service yet again.
Yeah.
Do you know how much you spend on subscription services every year? Just on the off chance.
No, I don't know.
Do you know how much I spend?
No, a lot.
£1,200 a year.
Shitting balls.
Did you say kissing balls?
I said shitting balls, both of which are to be
avoided.
I don't know. It depends. I don't want to yuck anyone's yum. If somebody wants to kiss some balls, go ahead. If somebody wants to shit on some balls, go ahead. Or would you be pushing them up your bum and then pooping them out? I don't know how shitting balls works. It really was just a turn of phrase to indicate I was shocked.
Yeah. Which is the moral of that story is don't be so organised that you take account of your annual subscription services. And
I don't
remember, none of those are TV ones. I don't have any TV things.
Because you illegally download from Putlocker.
You don't need to tell the world, Lee Miller. I'd never heard of Putlocker until you put me onto it.
Putlocker.gy. I'm currently really
Same here, but
enjoying.
God,
It's
they
great.
move around. They move around a lot, don't they?
They really do, but that one's been quite stable for a while. I've heard. I wouldn't use it myself. It's illegal.
Some of my best friends use Putlocker.
So Bob got
Sponsor.
some...
They should be our sponsor. We could get some
should be,
Russian
shouldn't
state-sponsored sponsorship for midlifing. What could possibly go wrong?
I mean,
I know what
really.
I could introduce President Zelensky as President Putin.
Stop it.
Ooh.
Although Kamala Harris looks like she's going to be in charge.
Yeah. Oh, that's one of the things that happened.
So, Bob got her birthday present.
Oh, yeah. Nicely
And
done. Nicely done. I'd completely forgotten
she
about
got
the list.
An Eames house bird.
Well, you're going to have to explain what an Eames... Now, how do you spell Eames again?
Eames.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that's
It's a
referring
designer.
to...
Some designer dude.
It's two designers. It's Charles and Ray Eames, husband and wife team, famous for chairs. Yes, and in their home they had a kind of a bird decoy kind of crow thing that they had as an objet.
That's French for object, I'm sure.
Oui. And and that was that. And so she got that.
Wait, how big is it?
It's about a foot tall. It's quite big.
And what kind
I
of
was a
bird?
bit surprised. It's a crow. Corvid.
And what
You know Bob
is it?
loves it.
What colour is it?
Black.
It's a black crow.
It's a black crow.
And what's it
with
made out of?
Shiny eyes. Maple that is stained.
Oh my
It's very beautiful.
God!
It is.
Is it
very beautiful.
abstracted at all, or is it?
Yes, it is
realist?
abstracted. It's not a realistic representation. It is totally abstracted. It's got two sort of sharp dowels for legs, and it looks like it shouldn't stand up, but it does.
I think people who are listening should just DuckDuckGo Eames crow, or what do you call it? Something bird.
It's called an Eames house bird, and they come in different colours now because
People.
capitalism. But Bob's always wanted one, and it's been on her list for years and years and years and years. Her
Wow.
theoretical list, and she got one this year.
So was she because it's been on her list so long? Was she at all surprised, or was it?
She was very surprised.
And did it
because she
come?
wasn't expecting it.
Was it like an IKEA thing where you had to build it?
No, it's in a box. You just open the box and you take it out of the box.
Is it from the box? Can you tell what it is, or do you have to go into the box to?
No, you can't tell what it is from the box because it's square. You have to go inside. Well, actually, no, you can from the outside because it says on the outside Eames house bird, which is a bit of a giveaway.
Yeah, it is a giveaway.
But it was wrapped up, so that was fine. And then she also got some various fragrances or fragrance.
Did you? I like the sound of that. Did you take the Eames house bird over with you in your hand luggage?
Took everything over with me in my hand luggage. I only had hand luggage, which
So
meant
no
coming
Ida
back
cream.
was great. Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Wow. And can you give me a little hint about some other things that are on her list?
Oh,
She's not going to listen to this, so it's not. Oh no, she knows what's on her list anyway.
yeah, she does know what's on the list. Off the top of my head, I can't remember because I've already bought the things for this year.
So do you think that's the kind of thing I should be aiming for? Like something that kind of... Because I'm going to look up afterwards to find out how much it's cost, because I don't want to embarrass you on air or shame you on air.
I will not be ashamed of spending money on my wife. And even though I am buying things that are probably destined for a charity shop after we die, there's no point in thinking in that way. It brought her an immense amount of joy, and it now sits on the sideboard in our bedroom.
In Portugal.
Yes, we had a conversation about where should it live, and it felt like a Portuguese.
So are you thinking about you might getting one for the house in...
No, we're trying really, really hard not to simply duplicate everything that we have. It's hard, but, it's like, yeah.
Bravo, you.
Thank you. Oh, I'm proud of myself.
Yeah.
Proud of myself.
Do you know what I did this afternoon? I met with a frolic. So I'm working. I'm still working, by the way. I met with a frolic, and we met at the pub and read in the pub. Outside in the sunshine. Well, in the shade. But...
I thought, for a second, I thought you were going to say out loud to one another. That would
I read a book all about improvisation out loud. Fascinating. Yeah.
Oh,
It was a very
that's
pleasant. It was
lovely.
a very pleasant thing to do. I had a non-alcoholic beer, and then I had an alcoholic beer, and I say my concentration was better
Before
without
the
the
beer.
alcohol. No, it didn't help.
No, I can imagine.
No, but it was a really convivial thing to do. Little tiny bits of conversation, but mostly heads down, reading.
That's lovely. I didn't do anything like that while we were away. I took a load of articles about LiDAR to read, and I didn't read one of them.
Can you explain to our keen listeners what LiDAR is? And it's spelled LIDAR.
It is spelled LIDAR. Do you really think people want to know what LiDAR is?
No, I don't think they want. I just think, well, maybe they can just look it up. That's enough.
Okay.
It's got something to do with augmented reality or XR, extended reality.
Well, it stands for light detection and ranging. It's actually a measurement device.
Wait, it stands for what?
It stands for light detection and ranging.
Yeah. It's the device that's the thing that means if you stick your iPhone on your face in the dark, it can still wake up using Face ID.
Yeah. It's sometimes it means also. Sometimes people use it to mean laser something. I can't remember what that one. Anyway,
look it up.
Basically, it's a measurement tool that is big in architecture and town planning because it gives a millimeter accurate point cloud. It gives incredibly, if you use a high end Leica LiDAR scanner, it gives an incredibly rich data set for you to work with, which also creates an incredibly detailed 360-degree photograph as well, or image, I should say, not photograph, because it's not a photograph. But
and did you read them? No.
I read a couple of them. I didn't. I was actually more interested in the ubiquitous use of LiDAR in vacuum cleaners, in automated vacuum cleaners like Roombas.
Of course.
That's why I was reading.
Of course.
I mean, I just sound like the single most exciting man on the planet. Don't I?
I'm just a bit curious, though, because one of the things that interests me about you and your job, this is just a brief little aside here, is that you're one of the, I think of you as one of the people I know who's singularly uninterested in the digital world. It's not to say that you don't participate in it or that you don't, use the shit. I remember in 2006, did I tell you this? Showing you an app on my computer, an app that old Mac users, I'm sure there's lots of our listeners who are old Mac users, will know and love, called Quicksilver. And it was a great app. It died a rather long and terrible death. And I showed you and looked at it's just a launcher.
Oh, yeah. I remember you showing me and I was like, God.
Yeah, and I just feel like, oh, but you don't understand. And I didn't try and make you understand because you just don't.
No,
so anyway, it's curious that there's been this, I'll just call it a digital turn in your professional life. How do you feel about that, given your ambivalence, or not even ambivalence really, your disinterest, and the fact that you're now taking LiDAR articles or articles about LiDAR on your holiday?
I think the word ambivalence was a good one to use.
Right.
I think, I don't think I'm disinterested. I think I am ambivalent. And I think I'm ambivalent because of the tendency towards expertise that has been assumed. It's like you've got to be like so fully immersed into it, so it becomes difficult to have a passing interest. So I think that's where I've been historically. It's like, oh, I think I might be interested in this, but oh my God, I can't be bothered to be an expert. That's
not the pace of change. It's just about how long it takes to become an expert in it, or is it a bit of both?
No, I think it might be about the people that engage with it.
They don't follow the no dickheads rule, you mean?
I'm trying not to sound like I'm casting aspersions on anybody I work with, because I'm genuinely not. I'm thinking about historically,
like pizzas in man caves, that kind of thing.
Yeah, just a little bit removed from how I am in the world, that I think I've only really ever been obsessed with one thing.
Bob.
I don't think I'm obsessed with Bob. I think I love her dearly. I don't think I'm obsessed with her.
Oh,
because
I'm quite curious about what this thing is.
Yoga. Yoga is the only thing that I
yes.
think I really fell down a massive, dickhead rabbit hole of.
Do you think it was a dickhead rabbit hole? Is there such thing as a non-dickhead rabbit hole?
No, I don't think it's possible. I'm not sure I'm not sure how I feel about what I'm about to say, but I'm not sure it's possible to engage in that kind of detailed training without a certain level of smug evangelizing sneaking in.
I've been I've been noticing a lot of people looking at me from a distance while they're quite close to me as I talk about bread things. You know that look?
Yeah, I do know that look.
It's not even feigning interest. It's just that their eyes are in my direction, and that's
they're open.
They're exactly,
and they're pointing towards you.
Exactly. That's all.
Yeah,
that's all.
But
the lights are on, but nobody's home in the sense that they're humouring me at best.
They're actively looking for exits. They're going, it's unlikely that there would be some pirates bursting through the door now with a cutlass. But if there were, that would be really good, because maybe they would just kidnap me and take me on a galleon. Notice I'm making the pirates quite clearly storybook pirates, because I know that there are real pirates that are quite scary.
Yeah.
I don't mean those kinds of pirates. I mean the storybook pirates.
Yep, and that walking the plank would be more pleasurable than listening to Simon talk again about fermentation.
And I think probably Hannah Masana and fucking Buju. Oh no, I can't even Buju Pangasana. Can't even get words out anymore.
Who's Hannah?
Hannah Manasana, I was trying to say, splits.
Oh,
box splits to you and me. Hannah Manasana.
Yeah.
That I used to talk like that. I used to be able to remember things. I used to be able to go.
So what's the answer?
You see what I mean? It's like, ugh!
Yeah.
Because
so what's the answer, though? Because I don't want to not do this thing. Is it just to never talk about it?
No, I think it's to recognise that there's a reason why there are subreddits for people. And probably it's best to just really engage in the subreddits with the people that are interested in it. But also just gently allow yourself to be amused by your own foolishness. Don't take it too seriously. And I think I took yoga too seriously for probably a window of about
4 years.
No, I think it was a little bit shorter than that. I think maybe it was 4 years. Fuck. Yeah, it was a long time.
I mean, you were basically turning into Madonna. You were totally in the groove.
I mean, honestly, I'd gone further than Madonna had in her practice, just saying. But I can't do it now, so it doesn't really matter. She probably still can.
So okay, I think not to take yourself too. I think it's also the other thing is you can't gift yoga the way I can gift bread. So people, I think, tolerate the language because they're getting bread as well.
Actually, people quite like free yoga classes.
It's definitely much easier.
Not as
to
much
give a
as
loaf of
bread. So much easier. Also, you can eat bread on a tray, and you can't really do yoga on a tray. Although I have.
I'm sure you have.
Yeah, I've done it everywhere. Well, that's why. So I think it's that level of insularity that kept me away from a more full-throated engagement with the digital. And now it's a job.
Yeah.
And there's lots of things, and I think the thing I have to remind myself, the thing that I have reminded myself when I go, oh my God, this is weird, I'm doing this thing that has got nothing to do with me. It's like, yeah, but how many classes have I taught on Brecht? How many classes have I taught on Stanislavski?
Not
Two
that
people
many.
I could, over the course of a 20-odd year career,
lots.
quite a few.
Oh, you're right. Okay.
Quite a few. I definitely taught Stanislavski for maybe 5 full years.
Wow.
Every year.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Ugh, yeah, because it's the kind of shit that you've got to just. It's like there must be an equivalent in dance.
Oh no, yeah, certainly, yeah, Cunningham technique or Graham technique or
stuff that you don't necessarily care about, but you know that
it's like
that
the alphabet.
is understood as exactly, yeah. And I didn't necessarily do a good job of it, but at the time I certainly knew it, and I knew my Brecht and Stanislavski. I could sort of teach them from a theoretical perspective. It's harder to teach Brecht from a kind of creative place because in a way
he was total theatre dude. Is that Brecht?
Brecht was the Verfremstung effect.
Oh right, no, total theatre was Artaud, was it?
Artaud, Antonin Artaud, yeah. Anyway,
all right.
God,
I think we should stop there. By the way, just to say, that is the reason I quit Instagram, because I looked at my feed one time. I went, "Holy shit! It's just pictures of bread."
Yeah,
and I just went, I just don't want to be that person. It is the reason. I just went, ugh. I'm going to practice. I'm not going to talk about bread to people. I'm going to say, yeah, it's great. I love it.
Talk about bread to people. I love listening to you talking about bread. It never annoys me. I think probably I don't like it when you start to talk about hydration. That's the bit where I go, I don't care.
Oh.
And I do care because I bake, but I don't bake with the skill that you do.
Well, bread. You bake all the other things.
Yeah, I was going to say I'm a generalist, aren't I? I bake lots of different types of things. I haven't focused in on sourdough.
Okay, so I'm not going to talk about hydration to you. I need to make a little list for every person. So just any friends listening, just let me know things you don't. Where's the line? Where's the sourdough line for you? And if Finn, you're listening, you little prick, if you say, I don't want you ever to talk about bread, I just want you to send it to me, then ain't working.
I think if people are getting high on your supply, they should be forced to listen to you for as long as you want to bleat on.
There you go.
Honestly,
there you
because
go.
if they're getting free bread, fuck them and their sensibilities.